bum bum, biddly biddly bum 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 bum.
We're live.
John, we're live.
I don't think he's going to hear you, dude.
Morning.
He's probably overtired from that live stream we did yesterday.
Afternoon, I should say, not morning, because it's afternoon now.
Anyway,
1 minute 39 seconds into the stream, and my phone starts going off.
that's what happens when you text people a minute before you go live.
I don't know. Never mind. Never mind. How are we?
I'm all right, buddy. Thank you.
Did we survive the hot weather we had in the UK?
Yeah. I bought a new pair of shorts yesterday. Some nice cargo camouflage ones.
Okay. Very good. I nearly had a new pair of shorts this morning. Black ones. I did a Marley. I managed to drop a not this one, but the real colours size pot of black.
Yeah.
And it landed upside down, open on my desk.
You wouldn't have that problem if you used Vallejo dropper bottles.
Well, this is it. And now I've got black foot.
Yeah.
If Marion sees that, Marion sees my foot with my diabetes. She'd have me straight down A&E, and they'll have the bugger off by 5 o'clock this afternoon.
See, you should always wear protective footwear.
Then I'll be called Stumpy.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to do a pirate for your character instead of a lion. No, we're not calling you Bob. Bob has a parrot.
Bob has a parrot.
He does.
Bob has a parrot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bob.
Bobbing
Bob,
along.
who orders an awful lot of stuff off the internet without realising it.
I've started calling him the professor because he looks like a professor.
The professor.
Yeah.
Not. Oh, hang on. I'm having trouble with me big boy. Right. It's actually I'm having this is going to sound even worse. I'm having trouble with the box that the big boy goes into. Right then.
Anyway. Yes. Mine has most of its wheels on it. But the wheels that go on this bogie at the back and the wheels that go on the same bogie on the tender.
Do they go round and round?
Well, they go fucking missing, don't they? I mean, they go off on their own.
But
I messaged Revell yesterday, their spare department, and asked them if I could possibly buy some of the spares because on the website it says you have to buy them. This morning, I've had an email off them saying they're in the post. Don't worry about it.
Well done, Revell.
Yeah, so well done, guys.
Tops, Revell.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, hang on, I've got a problem with me.
Are you quite finished, old boy?
And my pillow in the right place. Yes, I'm good. Right, so today, Esther, I am going to do some detailing work on the. I'm going to paint the bogies.
I've got. If I can get it to focus, I've got on bogies and that on now.
Yeah,
it's just that last one. Not only clip.
I've been trying to dry fit the wheels onto the tender, well, the train.
Yeah.
And I'm having a massive problem trying to get them to sit right.
Yeah.
You've gone a bit out of focus there, Mikey. Oh, you're back.
It
seems to be these bits here at the front.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Are causing me an issue.
Right. They caused me an issue as well, not least because the left-hand one, the bit where it connects to, snapped off whilst it was in the box.
Right.
So
which bit does it connect to?
So if you look where you've got the two piston boxes on the side, there's holes on the inside of them.
Yeah, and on the top.
They slot into there.
I thought that's where they went.
the idea is they're supposed to be free moving. So if you want to put it on a proper track, you can. Move around.
Yeah.
But if it's not going on a proper track, it don't matter.
No, I have primed my track.
Yes. I've done some zenithal on mine.
Well, I've tried something a little bit different on the track. I've given it a light priming.
Ooh.
To see what effect that has. Because you're not going to see it anyway, because the bloody train's going to be sat on it.
Well, this thing, because if the train's that bloody big,
it literally just
then you've got the tender on the back of it.
Yeah. So yeah. So today I'll be using my trusty, not that one.
Here's a question for you, Gary. Are you going to put it on a base? Bearing in mind how flimsy the track is and how narrow it is.
I might see if I can find a bit of wood. That wood.
Like this one. Like what I prepared earlier.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I might put it on that. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. So
cool. We've been coming up with ideas for builds, haven't we, as well?
Well, you and John have.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun. We've got some fun few months coming up, I think.
Why do I always worry when you say that? But we know what the next two builds are, and the public knows.
Oh yeah, me and John decided the next one's going to be HMS Victory.
Well, it was nice while it lasted.
Oh, I'm joking. Yeah, we know what the next two builds are.
Well, the public know, don't they? We've got the Land Rover and the SAS Jeep and the
Jag Panther.
That's it. Which are both sitting up there.
Yeah. So
and the Jag Panther, now I've got the Jag Panther, we have some 3D designed, bespoke designed barrels and shells for the Jag Panther by our friend at Columbus.
Yes, Columbus Models.
Columbus Models, who's designed them, and I have the STL files already.
The only ones.
When I have cleaned out my printer, I will be printing them off so that they can be dispatched to the four corners of the universe.
Yes.
Wales and Australia. And I must admit, they look amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Wonderful. Right. 9 minutes in. Should we get on with the chat?
Yeah, go on then.
Go for it, modders.
Are we doing it alternately?
Yeah, we can do if you want. Do you want to go first?
Tiff said, morning, folks. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Yep, lube and subscribe.
GM says, good day, Tiff. Okay, lubing up.
Scott's Models says, hello, I'm still about. Hello, mate.
Hello, buddy. GM says, there's a lot of muttering going on in the background. Come on, show yourselves.
And Gary says, hello, Scott. And the rest of you lot out there, you know who you are. Lol.
Duke says, good day, all you big boys and beautiful people. Hey.
Oh, matron.
Is that a comment about my weight?
Is it because I is fat?
Yeah.
Gary says, evening, Duke. What's this about you watching Tim? I heard this morning.
We were saying that he was watching Tim sleeping because Tim said he was watching in bed. So Duke told him not to sleep on his back and to make sure he put some pajamas on and things. GM was shutting down my office equipment when Mr. Marley suddenly appeared on my Australian phone. A surprise podcast caught me off guard. Was late, early getting home at 7:30 a.m. Ooh, I bet your wife thanked you for that.
Of course, speaking of Mr. Marley, he's a bit gone rogue at the moment. We don't know where he is, but I'm sure he'll turn up later. And Gary says, good morning, troops. Good morning, Waitrose. How are you, sir?
Jim says, "Morning, Mr. Evans. You've been busy posting podcasts, I see."
And Gary says, morning. Morning. God, that confused me then. Gary Waitrose says, morning, Gary. Rude not to post stuff when I've been sent goodies by the lovely people. We know who those lovely people are. The lovely people at ICM.
Duke says, "I was working last night. I do sleep duties and just happened to put YouTube on my phone. The Timmy bit, well, that was supposed to be my little secret. Not anymore."
So I'm just opening a letter that I've had. I need that. I need it up here anyway because I've got to have to claim it. Sorry. GM says, haha, did you say a lot of stuff had arrived?
He also says, "Duke, I thought I was watching live. Turned out it was a replay from earlier. The Timmy part was very funny." Excellent.
And Gary says, Waitrose, another 3 boxes arrived from ICM yesterday, and they announced next month's releases as well, getting the HS 123 in Condor Legion colours at 132nd.
Ooh.
Oh, I bet that's a nice kit.
Mm.
We like ICM. They're a good bunch of people.
Matt says, "Hello, panel. Hello, everyone in chat." Ah, Matt, look what's next to me.
A box.
Yes, a box with your name on it, my friend. It shall be getting posted tomorrow when I got time.
Busy boy today. Very busy boy today.
Yes. There we go.
Joe says, hello to all. Hello, Joe.
GM says, "Mr. Evans, the postman must love you."
And Gary says, post doesn't love me when it's over 30 degrees in West London. Yeah, tell me about it.
At least kits are only fairly light. GM says, "Mr. Evans, yes, agree. Post in Oz in summer is 45 degrees C. Not nice." No.
Cool. And Bob says, hey, all stopped rabbiting on Discord to start rabbiting here. Hey, don't stop rabbiting on Discord. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I am conscious that over the last few weeks of good weather, I haven't been around much on Discord. So we'll get there. It's the summer thing.
Yeah.
Gary Waitrose says, doesn't the plastic melt?
June says, "Afternoon all."
The Darth Numpty's in.
Oh, look who's finally shown up.
Paul Tanker's in. Hi, folks. Needed company and found you guys. Got the old black dog next to me at the moment, mate. Don't give in to it. Stay with us. We'll cheer you up.
We're not letting John on now because he's a git and decided not to turn up on time.
He was probably very busy. He's probably had to be stalking Lady Sam.
Possibly. Apparently he's eating soup like an old man. Either that or he's having a fruit salad thing like an old man. Probably a bowl of dates or something.
He's obviously eating late. That's why.
Oh my God, it looks like a plate of turds.
Oh, was it prunes? Does it keep him regular?
Yeah. It's like broccoli and everything.
He'd be dashing off to the toilet every 5 seconds.
It's like Bron's worst nightmare. John on broccoli and things.
Seriously though, Paul, hope you're all right, mate. Don't give in to the black dog.
No, sir. Hello, John. I can't be asked turning up, Marley.
It was actually, yeah. So I had
excuses. Don't take excuses.
I had food in the oven, and I was watching a video on YouTube on Wildcat, and I just sort of went, "Oh crap! I'm late for a show." So what can I say? Yeah. Mea culpa.
Wait, Rose says, "Hi, Bob. How's things?"
And Gary M says, "Mr. Evans, always a concern that temperatures."
Duke says, "Paul, tell that black dog to get on way back."
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This
Bob
stuff's
said,
seamless.
yeah.
Seamless.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Bob says, hell,
He's gone again.
he's off already. Bloody hell. Bob says, hello, Waitrose. Alive, but suffering after effects of painkillers. You might know what that means. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Oh. Timmy! Timmy's in. Good day, folks. Hope you're all well. All the better for seeing you, Timmy.
Yes. Hopefully you've got Duke away from your window by now.
Yeah.
Maybe shoot him off with a big stick or a broom.
Kevin Trainer says, "G'day, everyone."
Hey,
He
Kevin.
probably doesn't. He probably says, "Good day, everyone."
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Good
glad
day.
you got this one.
David says, hi all, back shortly after trip to Ustrad for the missus.
See, I would have butchered that name.
That's because you're not Welsh.
I know. Tiff says, hello to everyone joining us.
Duke says, "I know that you slept well, Timmy."
Actually frightening, isn't it?
Paul says, Duke, thanks, buddy.
And Gary Waitrose says to Bob, that means something postal this way comes. He's gone all Yoda on us.
Yeah.
Ian Ellison's in. He says, "Afternoon, Mikey, Gary, and Tiff. Hi to everyone in chat."
You don't get mentioned because you didn't bother turning up on time.
Yeah.
Tiff says, hello, Ian. Hello,
Ian. And Julian says, afternoon, needy North Walian host, Shelf Fast 1. No John, obviously, because he wasn't there.
Yeah, he said, "Gary did a Marley with his shorts. Is his fly on the back?" Yes, you're all welcome to that image.
You missed it. I did a Marley this morning. I dropped an open bottle of black paint on my desk.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know I don't have good times with black paint anyway.
No.
So there you go. But anyway, it's all cleared up apart from my foot. My foot is black. So when Marion sees it, as I said to Mikey earlier, she'll have me up at A&E, and by about 5 o'clock UK time, they'll have the foot off.
The foot off.
Yeah. Anyway, next. Is it me?
No, it's me. Bob says, Mr. E, it does indeed. Mainly because your address is the only one I know, and you seem extremely good at redistributing. Waitrose mail. Hey.
Ian says, laugh my arse off, Gary. Always lube the box.
Julian says, "That's not an image I need, Ian."
No. Ian's just putting his thumb up.
Oh!
And Gary's laughed.
TVG's in saying hi, everyone.
Hey, TVG. GM says, greetings, new arrivals.
And Bob says, Mr. Mikey, Jeep kit number, please.
Gary, you got it next to you, haven't you?
I've got it here. Hang on. 2 seconds.
There we are. Oh,
go on then, John. If you've got it.
Yeah, I've got it. This one.
Yeah.
Kit number. Bear with. 35033.
That's 35033.
Now, for those that missed it the first 2 times.
35033.
There we go.
Number again, the Poisons Information Bureau, 350. 35 35 scale 033.
Oh,
is it me? Have I got to read this one out?
No, I think it's me, isn't it?
Go on then.
June says, Mikey has a big boy with a tender behind and a wood in his hand. And next on Only Numpties.
And Late Night Miniatures is around. Good day. And he says, good afternoon, fellas. How's the recent builds coming along? Well,
very well.
Well, yeah. We're getting there.
John,
hello.
I still can't find them wheels. And it's the
really?
wheels on the back of this and the back of the tender. Well, front of the tender.
Oh,
I
that's not
messaged
really
the
good.
Revell Spares department last night to see if there's anything they could do, and they've posted me 4 new sets of wheels for free.
Wow, very good.
Yeah. And they've already posted it, and I only messaged them last night.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other update you need for the Jag Panther.
Yeah.
I have the STL files from Columbus for the barrels and the shells.
Oh.
So I will be printing those off soon, and I'm sending you a care package out.
Oh, goodness me. And just because I can, so the kit number for the Jag Panther is 35203.
That's 35203.
And here is the 10 o'clock news.
Okay, I'm actually going to go camera down and mute while I mung on my food to get that out of the way. All right?
Okay, whose turn was it?
You've got to be yours, because I'm not saying that.
TBG says, imagine the big boy visiting Llanfair, Pwllgwyn, Wicklow, Gary, Chwindrobl, Llantysilio, go, go, go.
That place.
Ah!
Ian says, oh, hi, James. Thank God I got that one.
And Matt Mick says, ooh.
Or is it a, ooh?
TBG says, hi, Julian. You thought you got us out with that, didn't you?
Scott says John slept in. Bloody long lay in that.
Yeah, Duke knows. Since John's not going to do any work anymore, apparently. Julian says, hi, TBG. TBG says, oh, go on, Gary. You can do it.
TBG says it's John's special food for gluing parts on backwards.
Yes. Paul says, my wife's in hospital. They think it's shingles. Ooh, nasty.
Oh, dear.
That's not good.
Sorry to hear that, mate.
Tammy and Ray are in, and they say, good morning, everyone. Hello.
Morning, Tammy. How
Long
are you?
time no see. How are you?
Glad to see you.
TBG says, Tammy. Tammy says, hi, TBG. Julian says, evening, your... Go on.
Julian says, evening, your Royal Antipodean lateness, a.k.a. John.
Yes. John, who is still not doing any work. Paul says, my wife in hospital thinks it's shingles, and thanks for the backup, friends. No problems, buddy.
No problem, Paul. No problem. We're
you
here
got this, buddy.
Tiff says 35033. And
here are the football results.
And she also says 35203.
What you should say is, for those who do not wish to see the kit number right now,
look away now.
Yeah.
And then say it.
Yeah. She says, is the kit number 35005 for the Jeep? Just checking. 35033. I shall say again, for those hard of hearing and in wheelchairs, 35033. There we go. Okay. Julie says, hiya, Tammy. And Duke says, all the best, Paul. And Paul says, cheers, Duke. There we go. Whew. And Matt says, house. And John has muted himself.
He did say he was going to.
Yeah. I've got some pork pies to eat.
Ooh, I do like a pork pie.
Little Melton Mowbray pork pies. Because I don't have time for bloody dinner or anything today.
You've got a very busy family-orientated day today, so.
Yes. I just wish one of them would stop winding everything up.
So we will not be finishing late today because Mikey's got to be somewhere else.
Yes. Julian's just said, once more for the harder thinking among us, Mikey. 35033. There we go. Right. Left.
Right.
Left. Heft. I. Heft.
Oh, now. Now then. Now then. Now. Now then. Now. Then. Now.
Ah, that's right. Ooh, we got 17 people watching.
17 people with nothing better to do.
Yeah. You say that often enough, though, people go, actually, I'd probably find something better to do. Sod you guys.
Yeah. Well, someone will say, no, I must watch this. It's great for my ability not to sleep.
I reckon the reason why we get so many viewers now is because Duke recommends it as a way of knocking out his patience. Bob says,
Go on.
Bob says.
Molly's has gone on strike. He says, Jadlums, here I come again. Have you seen what Bob's doing as a project?
Jadlam's shares have now gone up if Bob's going there to order something.
Yeah, next week he'll have 20 SAS Jeeps, 30 Jag Panthers. Yeah. Have you seen the project Bob's working on at the minute?
No.
He's 3D printing our intro characters.
Oh, my goodness me.
And they're not small either.
Oh, my goodness.
It is really cool.
Wow.
TBG says, a pork pie? No pork and pickle pie? What is this devilry?
No, you don't mess with a pork pie. It's just a straightforward pork pie. You can have pickle with it, but not a pork and pickle pie. And you can't have such a thing as a pork and apple pie. It's pork pie. You'll be putting pineapples on pizzas next.
Yes, Grandad. Blitzball said that right. Can't find motivation to start the job. Yeah, it can be hard sometimes. We all have days like that. Sorry, Gary. What were you saying?
I said we all go through it.
We do. On a pretty much daily basis, to be fair. Jim says, Mr. Marley, your face appeared on my Oz phone at 4:30 a.m. as I was shutting down the office equipment. I thought you were live face to face and mad scrambled to answer only to find it was a replay.
Oh. Well, I was probably awake at that time. I did an impromptu 2 a.m. live stream that too many people found out about. And yeah. It's nice.
Duke says, I'm too tired to do anything else. Not working tonight. So you haven't got your brothel creepers on there. Bob says, do not adulterate Melton Mowbray pies. Exactly. TVG's got a message for Gary.
The men in white coats will take you to that place for that, Gary.
I can teach you the short version.
Clanfair PG.
Exactly. Clanfair post going quick Gary from double Fantasilio go. There you go.
Yeah. So I taught my song. There was a song on YouTube, How to Say It. And I just know that version. It's not particularly good, but they put it to a bit of music. Clanfair push Queen Gil go get a twin double Fantasilio go.
There we go. Well done, John. So now, Gary, you've got to learn how to say it because John can say it and he's Australian. So he can barely speak English as well.
But I don't have the need to say it.
You do, because I'm going to test you on the channel tomorrow.
Only one of us is going to be disappointed, and it's not going to be me.
June says 20 SAS Jeeps, 12 Strand Bees, 3 Jag Panthers, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh, no. It's funny because it's true.
Oh, that could so be a Christmas song. Just do like it
on the first day of Christmas. Bob ordered.
Yes, we need to do it as a channel Christmas song.
But can we? Can we?
We can, just not on YouTube.
Copyright, Mind you, would that be copyrighted?
It might be open source, but
yeah, because surely copyright only lasts for a certain amount of time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and
100 years.
The 12 Days of Christmas has got to be more than 100 years old.
Yeah. So, but even if not, we don't have to do it on YouTube. We could always do it on Discord.
Because nobody watches that.
Or what I could do is we could do it and then I could upload it to my normal YouTube channel, see if it flags anything up.
As when I was on the Central Air Traffic Control School, at the instructors' Christmas do, we were all the sections were all the sort of schools were asked to do a skit for the Christmas do, and we did the 12 drinks of Christmas. My line in it was 5 gin and tonics.
Yeah.
So as we started doing the song, I was 5 gin and tonics, and then halfway through I was and at the end I was absolutely supposedly out of my tree, and I was chatting to one of the other guys from. It was one of the female instructors, I think, from one of the other schools. She said, "You really that drunk?" I said, "No, I'm not drinking. I'm driving home." She said, "I really thought you were drunk," because we had to drink the drink because we were. So I had a glass of water.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Happy days.
Yeah. Last time I watched skits, they did one of me and 2 full screws when we got arrested in Gibraltar. Because that was funny. Duke says, I will have to watch my videos later to see how John sleeps. Face down, ass up, innit?
Apparently he doesn't.
Like a toddler.
Yeah, I didn't yesterday. Anyway, I got some modelling done. It was all good.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm doing modelling-wise now,
we don't care if you got chat.
I know. I'll just be very quick. So the railway track, I'm painting the whole thing just in a German basalt grey because why not? So that'll be where it starts, and I'll just build it up from that.
Cool. TBG says, John, the sheep whisperer. Julian says, TBG, big boys and sheep whispering is the same stream. Ick. Okay. Julian's had a stroke. Paul says, and a cartilage from a left knee. That should be the old man's 12 Days of Christmas, shouldn't it? And the cartilage from my left knee. TBG says, see, they haven't had pork and pickle pies, Julian. It sorts out their sanity. Yes. We lack sanity on this channel.
It is an affront to the pork pie industry.
Calm down, old timer. Julian says, the song 12 Days of Christmas is generally considered to be in the public domain, meaning it is not protected by copyright and can be used freely. This applies to the traditional version. There we go. But do you really want us singing on YouTube?
It's not a good idea.
Do you know what we could do? Is we could get different subscribers and stuff to do different lines from it, and then just put them all together. That'd be funny. Julian says other versions may be copyrighted. Yes. GM says, Mr. Marley, I've armed the notification bell now. Next time I'll be ready to join the live chat. Wife thinks John may need help if he's podcasting that late. Paul says, okay, I got number 1 to go to. Tin of Milo and spoon. Oh, yeah. See you soon too, buddy. Hope she's well. I hope she gets better soon. Jem says Jasper Carrot did a funny version. Yeah. I was quite surprised by how small Jasper Carrot is. I always thought he'd be taller than me. There we go. I think most people will probably be taller than me, and then I meet them and realise they're not. Julian says, Mikey, I've not had a stroke. My arms won't reach. I mean, despite having long arms, I can't reach. TBG says strokes are overrated, Julian.
Yeah, I've had 2 of them, and I didn't enjoy either of them, so I'd go with that.
If you'd had more, you might not have had Kerry Ann on that. So, yeah.
Wasn't that sort of stroke, Mikey?
Oh,
And John's penny drops.
I just thought, we're trying to be highbrow. But then I keep on
Since
remembering
when?
that it's us.
Yeah. I say, since when have we been highbrow? We're so lowbrow. Snakes look down on us.
The line in the sand is the dot to us.
Yes, it is but a figment of our imagination. Yes.
I do like AK's pens. Have I said that before?
Yes, once or twice, or 10. But they are good, to be fair.
I do want to get my hands on the new set they've got out for the figures. Well, they're not for figures; they're
the game color ones.
Play set, I think they're called, aren't they?
Yeah,
gamers.
Sure.
Yeah,
they're a completely different thing there.
Yeah.
So I've got the aluminium done on the conrods.
Nice.
That's drying.
Only one problem. They're not made out of aluminium.
Well, it's a metally colour.
Yeah. Hobby Time says, hi, guys. Hi,
Hobby Time. Hello there. How are you? Good to see you.
Hoi.
And Graham Nimmo's in. He says, afternoon all. Afternoon, Graham.
Hello.
Bob says he's off to check kangaroo.
Okay, hop along.
What's up, Skip?
Yeah. What's that? An Australian driving a car?
Little Timmy's fallen down the well.
A crazed guy with white hairs driving a car. Oh no. All hide.
No, he's reversing.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my god, he's gone forwards again. Why won't he stop?
I was at the Armed Forces Day in Telford on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely day, very warm, lovely day. But some elderly gentleman in a mobility scooter tried to take out our Armed Forces coordinator.
Oh.
Who was sat down, would you believe, at a table, and he managed to ram into the table at full speed in his mobility scooter. And it was one of those big heavy duty ones. It wasn't a little one. And then ran over her foot and then reversed back over her.
What the hell?
And unfortunately, she's got metal plates in her feet. So she had to go off to hospital to see if they were okay. But they are, thankfully. So, Cindy, if you're watching, and I know you're not, get well soon.
Yeah, that's not.
We've not seen any of your tribe in here this week, have we?
No, they know we're on. Tiff, can you go back one? I missed that last statement. Julian says we set very low standards of behavior for these streams, Mr. Morris, and consistently fail to meet them. Exactly. Exactly. It is something to aim at. It is not necessarily something to hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And David says, back now. Hi, all. Hi, David.
Hey.
GM says, Bobby, the panel are talking about naming a song after you. You could become famous now. Are you ready for the media circus, lol? Yeah. You know what? It happened to me. You have to fight off Taylor Swift and Kylie all the time.
We could call it the 12 Days of Bobmas.
Yeah. Bob says, Mr. M, only if there are clowns in the circus.
Clowns. All right. Back to the bit. So, as I mentioned, I've just painted just a grey base coat, if you like, for the tracks. So, yeah, I'll just do other things with that. But I'll be back in a moment. I actually need to.
Are you going to make the top of the rails shiny?
As in like a train running on them recently?
Yes.
Whoa.
It makes sense if you have the train on top of the tracks.
So yeah,
Yeah,
back
you
in a
don't
sec.
get much more recently
Major
than
calls.
still on them.
Bob says kangaroo at shoulders, nominal 30 minutes to completion.
Nice.
So I take it, Bob, you're 3D printing a kangaroo.
With a massive white hair and a white beard.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm being a bit thick. I now realise what it is.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't do white hair and white beard on it, because then it'll look like the cartoon character that Rolf Harris used to do. Draw.
Dear.
And we
Anyway,
don't want that.
moving on quickly. GM says, Bob, clowns on order.
How many for Bob?
Bob says, clown kit number?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Don't tell him your name, Pike.
Yeah, don't tell him the kit number, Pike. He'll only order 20 of them. The thing is, at some point, if that keeps happening, it's going to turn into like the Ellen DeGeneres show or something. You have a kit. You have a kit. You have a kit.
I wouldn't know. I never watched the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Neither did I, but apparently that's what it was like.
I tell you what, who I've started following now. This is on TikTok. So there's a young lady and her partner who come from Blackpool, Ian, and she is neurodiverse, to use the correct term.
Yeah,
and she's a bit of a singer as well. Her name's Joey.
Yeah.
And she does these little TikToks where she's talking about neurodiversity and her trying to get into the music business. She's also a professional physical fitness trainer. And she's very funny. Very funny. Deliberately so. I'm, not in a take the piss kind of way. And I was watching her this morning and it was very, very nice to watch. That someone with all the issues that she's got is doing so well. So yeah, if anybody wants to go on TikTok and follow her, I recommend it. She can sing too. It's the only time I listen to the the beatbox type music.
Yeah.
Oh, the letter from the taxman.
Well, never heard anyone be happy about that before.
I am.
You got a tax rebate.
It's the one I've been waiting for.
Oh, how do you get?
Yeah,
right, come on, what were you saying?
That means I can buy my new tablet.
What are you having? Tramadol or paracetamol or what?
Viagra.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Then I too can be
a big boy. I'm sure Marion would be very thrilled as she locks you up in your room until you calm down again.
Julian says, why am I thinking of Steelers Wheel all of a sudden?
Oh, that's why you drill the holes in the wall, wasn't it?
Clown's jokers stuck in the middle. Yes.
Oh.
We should never said it now. What?
Does Marion know that's why you drilled the holes in the wall?
Tiff says either that or she was being horrible to her guests.
Sorry. That's tickling. I just got this image now. Marion's just
really nasty about you, Marion. She's just come up the stairs, live on YouTube, so don't swear. We do, but he's been horrible.
Why? What has he been saying?
I'm not being
Viagra and things like that.
No,
That's
you
why
said you were going to buy Viagra. And you said you were going to buy Viagra, and I said, "Is that why you drilled holes in the wall?"
Julian says, Bob, you can probably get a clown STL on Thingiverse. You probably can.
Yeah.
And TBG says, well, you could have had a QR code on the screen to direct people to the kit 35033. That's 35033.
We could have, but if people are watching on their phone, then it's not really much use.
And GM says, Julian, how is the retrofitting of your rockets to your wheelchair coming along? Julian 009 special. Oops, sounded appealing, doesn't it? Lol. That's Julian 009.
No, the horrible thought I had in my head was Marion just sat in a chair in a room reading a book, and she's not paying attention, and then it just starts slowly appearing through the wall like someone out of Family Guy.
God's sake.
And then just hearing Gary going giggity at the other side of the wall.
Oh, Christ.
Right, next.
Oh,
kind of gloss over this quickly.
that's what she said.
Bob says, Pennywise available for 3D as a Funko Pop styly thingy. Yeah.
Oh, cool. My daughter likes Pennywise. That'd be cool. Be fun.
Joe says, oh, that's funny, Mikey. Gross, but funny. Oh. Dear me. Can you get taken off air on YouTube?
Let's find out.
Yes,
That's not a mission, guys.
It happened to Jim, didn't it? Because he pulled up a rifle on the camera.
Oh my God!
He showed his rifle on the camera.
Okay. You off to your group? Okay.
It's Gary's fault. He's been on AliExpress again.
Everything's Gary's fault, she says. Yeah. Next.
Here. Julie says, Mikey, it's not why he drilled holes in the wall, it's how.
Can we move on?
The STDs make it burn brighter.
And TBG says, Chair Force throws Mikey under the bus en route to that place in Wales.
Gary can't say it. It's fun.
Sandra's in. Hello, people. Sandra, thank you for turning up. Some sanity.
Hello, Sandra. We've got to behave now.
Tiff says, https jadlamracing.com Tamia 35033. That's 35033. She says SES Jeep 135th military model kit. There you go. There's the link for the SES Jeep that we're doing. TBG says, hi, Sandra. And GM says Jerry Rafferty has a similar similar song we use when filming our flying crew when the amusement goes awry. Lol. Julian says Gary M, it could be the Aussie model 600 special ops. That's 600 special ops.
I was going to ask you something the other day, Gary, because I was watching our very first episode.
All right.
Oh,
very first live stream the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to ask you, how's your memory now?
Not
because
very good.
One of the things you were talking about on there is that your memory is really, really bad since you've had your strokes.
Oh, it's still bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still bad. I mean, I can't remember what I had for tea last night.
Yeah.
I can remember shit from years ago, and I can remember rubbish facts.
Yeah.
And you know, in fact, the family do say it's shit that Pops remembers.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm terrible. I mean, even like we were trying to play a game with Jake the other night, a board game.
Yeah.
Oh, we were playing Uno. And I was getting all confused because they kept playing the reverse card, so I didn't know whose go it was.
Yeah.
And then I started arguing with Jake over he'd gone too soon and it should have been my go. And then they pointed out that it was a miss-a-go card they'd laid down. So it's still bad. It's still bad.
Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah. Sorry to bring the toe down.
No. It's what this channel's all about.
Yeah. We can always go back to Gary's glory holes if you want.
No, I'm rather glad we moved on from it, actually.
That's what the show's all about. Bringing the tone down.
Yeah.
All right, come down here.
Gary's glory hole.
Any more on that? Julian says, hi, Sandra. And Julian says, we've got to behave now. Hang on. Excuse me. Oh, dear me. Oh, Julian says, we've got to behave now. That'll be a first.
Oh, crap. I keep getting paint on my lamp. There we go.
You haven't got it on your foot.
No, that'd just be silly. Why would I do that? That'd be really stupid.
I'd put my foot up on the desk to show you, but it'll probably smash the big boy.
Oh.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. You already smashed the lifeboat with your big shelf.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about your overhang.
No. Anyway, moving on away from the shelf. Next. Robert says, Redbubble delivery, off to grab it. Oh my God, how many T-shirts has he ordered?
Yeah. Well, this is his second one of the same T-shirt because it's a different size.
And Paul says, Gary, me as well. CBG says, you should build model kits like Gary, like that kit 35033. That's 35033. Helped me loads.
Oh my God. So in 20 years' time, you're going to remember certain Human League lyrics.
Don't you want me, baby?
What else? You're going to learn, you're going to know, I don't know, some stupid sort of things from 20, 30 years ago. And you'll be just mumbling 35033. And
yeah.
How's he talking about? What the?
Julian says, Julian says, I had viral meningitis when I was 19, effed up spinal surgery. Ever since, my memory has been crap too, Gary. Yeah, it's amazing. Memory thing's horrible because I get blamed for things that I don't realize I've done, like going on AliExpress.
Yeah. Annexing the Sudetenland and things like that.
Yeah. GM says, Julian, Oz Model 600. That's Oz Model 600. That's the model with the V8 engine. That's V8 engine. Them rockets are also big buggers.
Indeedy doody.
Julian says, you don't want to hit your big boy with...
Oh, I just hit 100 subscribers on Facebook.
Julian says, you don't want to hit your big boy with your foot. Mind if you can. You're either talented or in A&E.
I worked out some stats for the channel the other day.
I saw them.
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen them, I put them on Facebook. So in the last 17 months...
17 months, really? He's gone.
Oh God, she's kicking off again.
All right. Okay, I'll take over.
That's all right. Yeah, 2 seconds.
Okay. Next. TBG says, Mum had a stroke last year. Her memory's awful. Yeah, I had 2, and that's what did for my memory. I'm sorry to hear that, TBG. And likewise, Julian says. Yeah, it mucks up your memory like nothing. Bob says, Redbubble sent a sticker. Last instructions on the back says, don't slap pandas. No, you should never slap a panda. Julian says, gotta go. Carer here and lunchtime. See you in a bit, Julian. And Paul says, to help with our mental...
Carer here and lunchtime.
Paul says, to help with our mental probs, my wife and I sing all the old tunes from the musicals. Cool. I have several issues from my stroke. One is tiredness, but everyone gets the fatigue.
Guys, I might drop out because in a sec, because Kay's kicking off and she's throwing and switching the internet off. So if I drop out, that's why. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
I understand.
If you drop out, we'll all drop out, won't we?
Well, I think Tiff's in. as
right.
admin, so maybe that'll save us.
Yeah. Tiff's there, so it'll stay on.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, it. That's why I bought the place. Believe it or not, that was my theory for buying the PlayStation 5, was so that when I'm in the downstairs in the afternoon, I don't go to sleep.
Right.
I can get on the PlayStation 5 and do something. Otherwise, if I put the telly on, I'll just fall asleep. Ben, shut up. As I did on the hottest day. Was it Monday, the hottest day?
It was cold here.
It was woke up and it was 32, I think, outside, and I was sort of drowning in my own sweat. So I went outside, put my outside chair next to Benji's paddling pool, and put my feet in the paddling pool to cool down.
Nice.
Yes. Huh. What colour are you actually painting that?
Well, okay, so I just looked up images. Oh, yeah, So, like Duke, I just Googled some sleepers, and I'm looking at some sleepers. But it's sort of a, I want to go for this old.
I see what you're trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that old sort of wooden colour.
So your base colour is sort of a light wood, is it?
Base colour is a deck tan, actually.
Yeah. Just it looks white on the screen, but obviously,
right.
I knew it wasn't white. Because,
no. Let's see.
You can weather it up a bit.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that would be white.
Yeah.
So just it's a base. Yeah, just a base of a deck tan and off white, if you like. A very light grey, and I could just sort of zhuzh it up from there.
Yeah. It's a starting point, isn't it? TBG says bye, Julian, and hi, Kara. And Tiff says, unfortunately, sometimes stroke can cause dementia later in life. Yeah. GM says, Mr. Morris, you concerned about your memory? No different here, really. I remember everything until last week. Glad we film everything so I can see what we did. Yeah.
I finished a game on the Switch the day before yesterday. It's Super Mario Brothers Wonder. One of those, sort of jump around, get blocks sort of games.
Yeah.
Some levels are so difficult, but it was an absolutely charming game. Like the music is wonderful, the effects are fantastic. It's gameplay. Oh, it's addictive.
I was extremely close to purchasing Indiana Jones.
Great Circle.
Yeah, for the PlayStation 5. In fact, it was in my basket. It's still in my basket. But I was also very close to Marion killing me on the spot if I did. So
right,
I haven't bought it yet. So at the moment, I've got Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is an RPG game, but I can't get into it. I'm struggling to get my head round how to play it. So
right.
We shall see. I might have another go at it this afternoon. I keep getting beaten up and killed. And yes.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah, is that one of those? Is it? It's not, is it? The superhero one where you just sort of schwack?
No. It's medieval knights, and you go around carrying out quests.
Injustice, I think, is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Right. I gave Jake my VR stuff yesterday because I don't use it.
Bob says, when is kit 35033 required to be delivered by?
That's 35033.
We believe.
I think we've got a couple. It's following on from this build that we're doing now, and I think we've got a couple of weeks left on this build.
Yeah, I'd say so. A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Most of what we're working on is going to be sort of ending at the same time, really. So the Sea Fury is about the same stage of togetherness. Plus the bike build that Tiff and Mikey have been doing on Tuesdays is getting near to completion. They might have, I think, one more week, maybe.
Just having a slight panic.
Yes.
Where's my Sea Fury? Oh shit! Oh.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, where's my bloody Sea Fury gone? Oh,
Well,
I can see it. It's under the yard camper. Whew.
I was going to say, it couldn't be that far away.
Well, I didn't think I'd put it back in the box because I've got the tail and all that on it, but I obviously haven't.
Right.
Don't know how I've done that, but there you go. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah. Tail's bent.
Yeah. Paul says, I'm off for a nice... What's that? Glaver
Glaver and ice. I don't know.
What's a glaver, Paul, before you go? Or if you haven't gone already?
Oh, this is what I'm drinking. This is a Cole Porter, Newcastle beer, named after the coal trains.
Yeah, not the composer.
Not the composer.
I have a Hobgoblin Session IPA for later on.
Hobgoblin.
Bob says I entered the tutorial. Bob says I entered the tutorial stage on the Switch version of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle and can't get out. Off Switch used. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've not played that one. So I'm thinking I need to decide what game to have a crack at next.
Yeah. And Graham says, for a minute, I thought Gary had lost an entire 148 Sea Fury to the Carpet Monster. No. Again, memory. Goes back to the memory thing. I've forgotten where I put it. The only slight panic I had, I was having a bit of a tidy up in here the other day. And I threw a load of boxes away, and I thought for a minute I binned it. That would have been interesting tomorrow.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. Tiff says that Glaver is a Scottish whiskey, Gary. I have some here. Well,
there you go.
Fair play. But I don't like whiskey. And Graham says it's a dodgy whiskey liqueur. Yeah, see, whiskey's born of the devil. Ugh. Julian says Glaver is a honey and tangerine spiced whiskey.
Oh, yeah, not heard of it.
Tiff says it's lush.
Lush.
Well, there you go. My evening meal tonight is a quiche and salad. So I'll have a glass of Hobgoblin Session IPA.
Lovely.
That's not till much later on.
Oh, and I had a delivery from B&A Model World today. A couple of things I've ordered.
Yeah.
I'll show you because I'm actually quite impressed with one of them.
Okay.
So the main thing I needed and wanted was it should be in front of me. Where is it?
Just before you do that, Thomas Fan 123 2.0, that's 123 2.0, says, hello, I'm from Germany. Hello, Thomas. Welcome, Thomas Fan.
Thomas.
Tiff says, I have a quiche with jacket potatoes and salad for tea, Gary. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm going to go down the jacket potato route with it or not, or whether just go for quiche and salad. And Julian says, Glaver was apparently first produced in 1947. Well, there you go. That's 1947.
Alrighty.
So what did you get? It's a coffee pack. It's Edward. It's a coffee pack.
Okay, so I had this one. So this is the F4 F3 Wildcat. Now the thing about this one is this is the one that didn't have folding wings.
Right.
But what I did look up and work out is the F4 F4, the next model, did have what they call the stow wing. that sort of get up.
Yeah.
And what this is a kit to convert your straight wing to the folding wing. So it gives you new replacement wings. Now, the bugger is you've got to cut them up yourself. The kit itself is not that big a deal. So getting the wing out should be straightforward. However,
do they give you
really not.
I was going to say, do they give you the guts for the inside of the wing?
They do.
All right.
But the way they ask you to cut this wing is that shape there, that red line.
Right.
Serpentine thing. And of course, that bit there, take out the triangle and the rectangle, and then shave it all down to 0.6 of a mil, like that. Then remove that part of the main spar, and then going on from that, you fit these bits. But these are the, I think these are really nice. So these are 3D printed, but they're absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So
they're nice. They are nice.
Yeah. So they do fit together and everything else. Like that.
Yeah.
However, it'll be folded, but there's be quite a bit of work involved trying to get that happening.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make my F4 F3 into an F4 F4. And I didn't know the difference until now. So unfortunately, when cutting that, you're going to mangle one part of the wing, whether it be in or outer, whichever one you're going to keep. They're not going to keep.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to have to do is buy another F4 F4 kit and use one part of the wing from that, and the other part from this. It's going to be a complicated process because the F4 F3 wing, the non-folding one, this is how they differ. Right. I don't know if you could probably can't see the detail. Oh no, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one has the triangle sort of fillets and all that sort of stuff like that. The other one does not.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the upper wing. So it's got the scalloped wing root there, whereas the other one is just straight. So so I'm going to have to buy another kit to be able to do it properly, but it should come out looking like that, which is going to be pretty cool, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what my next build for myself is going to be. I have got 4 kits that I can possibly start. And before I go into that, TBG says, I went on to order 35033, that's 35033, and ordered 35389 instead. Oh, right, okay. Well, what's 35389? Is that that's not the Yag Panther, is it? Can't see. Yeah. So, and David says, hello, Thomas. Yeah. Welcome, Thomas. So I've got the Revell 1/32 Westland Lynx Mark 8, the Meng 1/48 F35I Adir, the Airfix 1/72 North American B25 C/D Mitchell, or the Airfix 1/72 Short Sunderland Mark III.
Oh, quite interesting.
Thomas says he's eating Bueno ice right now. Good for you, buddy. Bueno. So, if anybody wants to suggest what I build next, throw your comments in. Julian says the train now arriving at platforms 5, 6, and 7 is coming in sideways. So the choices are the Westland Lynx, the Mitchell, the F35, or the Sunderland. And David says, good luck with that, John. Yeah, I was thinking that's a lot of
work.
Precision work there. Mind you, if anyone can do it, John can.
We'll see what happens. I've not built any American Navy aircraft at all. Oh, Paul and I together as boys built a Tomcat in 35th scale. I don't know how or what brand or anything at all, but I remember it taking up most of our bench as we were growing up.
Thomas Fan says my favourite engine is the DRG DB BR Class 1. There you go. And Julian says, is that 35,389 TBG?
Yeah, so what TBG had ordered is a French light tank. Showing here. Well, if I can get rid of that Hobbyco sort of pop-up. That's Scummer.
Ooh.
Kit number 35389.
It's a tiny little deed, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I see. And it's one that the Germans reused once they taken the French out, because it's also the Panzerkampfwagen.
Panzerkampfwagen 38. Yeah.
Bob says, I also didn't know the difference between the 3 and 4 F4Fs. Luckily, I bought the Edward limited edition combo, which had both in the box.
Well, there you go. I've only learnt recently, because I'd never had a kit before. I've just been watching the YouTubes.
Right. GM says, John, try cutting the kit wings first. Mark out the cut line. If you stuff one part of that up, the new replacement wings should marry up together if you're careful.
That's true, but the panel lines are different. I'll work it out. I'm not really giving any thought until the Victor's sort of complete.
Ian says, has anyone told you you're a bit backwards, John? And Sandra says, possibly stupid question, but is it pronounced Revell or Reville? I always pronounce it Revell or Revel. I don't pronounce it Reville, but I'm not sure.
I tend to say Revel, but I think I'm wrong. I think it's probably Revell. In that, I think if you watch maybe a YouTube Revell thing, however they pronounce it would be the correct way, I would imagine. Yeah, I tend to say Revel, but I know I'm wrong.
Okay. Julian says, Tamiya 35389, that's 35389, is a French light tank. Good luck converting that into a Jeep TBG. Unfortunately, I think I've got to announce. Tiff's here.
Yeah. Mikey's had a bit of a family emergency, so we're going to stop the stream here, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So do apologise to everyone that's watching, but family comes first and all that. And Mikey's got to deal with that. And it's his show, really, so it wouldn't be right to carry on without him.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'll finish these last couple of comments and then...
Yeah, but we will be back tomorrow, hopefully. Keep an eye out for the messages.
Yeah,
but
I'll put an update into the Discord if there's going to be a stream or not tomorrow.
All right, then. Last few comments then, Tiff?
Yeah.
David says, John, you do like different things. Does it have a lot of PE as well? Probably, knowing John.
Very, very small amount of PE.
Paul says, cheers, Paul. Cheers, Paul. And Waitrose says, Luke pronounces it Revell with the emphasis on the second syllable. Revell.
Revell. There we go.
As opposed to Rebel.
That's a photo etch that comes with it.
Yeah.
So, so what they are the little when the wings are down and locked, they retract so the pilot knows that it's safe. But yeah, that's the only photo etch in it. Rest is 3D printed.
Graham says, "Tell Mikey we hope all is okay." Yeah, all will be right. It's an ongoing thing. TBG says, "Ta-ta for now." Yeah, so we are sorry, guys. David says, "Okay, hope all will be well." And Matt says, "Take care, Mikey and family."
Yep, that's it.
And that's it. So very sorry, but thank you for joining us today. I think this is the first time we've ever had to call one short, but unfortunately, that's what life's all about. But we hopefully will be back tomorrow, and we'll be on the Sea Fury that I've found. So thanks for joining us today, and once again, apologies for cutting it short. But we'll see you tomorrow. Ta-da.
All right.
Bye-bye.